I contend that he's still not ready to debate me, and he's just bluffing people. It was like a game. Who can run faster, Sam or William? The reason Sam wants to do a team thing is because it gives some room to save face, right?
Sure.
If they botch it, what's he going to do? He's going to throw William under the bus. He knows that William ran for over a year and a half. He knows that he lied about it. He knows they both got away with it with their followers. All their followers think that they're telling them the truth, right?
Yep.
He either doesn't want to debate certain topics or he only wants to do it with William. And I've said, well, if that's what it takes, I'll debate both of you.
So he said he wants to debate you on limited atonement. You said you want to debate on sovereignty. Will you do an hour and a half on each topic? So there's no more.
Oh yeah. So okay, we'll do this. I'll agree to debate first the sovereignty of God in the same day, and then particular redemption. I'll be happy to do that.
Yeah, all right. I'll post it up. We'll see what happens.
And I'll debate him and William on their Mariolatry. Here he is. The man, the myth. Can you hear me?
What's up?
Hey. Yeah, I can hear you. Let's see. I don't know if that's low. Maybe people can tell me in the chat or tell us in the chat if your mic is low. What's happening?
I'm all right.
I can hear you.
I'm trying to see what we got to do to get the big battle done.
Well,
any suggestions?
You know, it's a funny thing. So the other day, not a funny thing. This is like a daily thing. Vocab Malone, my friend Vocab, posted a clip from a video that I was on with him on his channel. He posted this clip, and some random guy, I don't know who this is. It's a Shamounian, obviously, but he said he referred to me as Anthony Dodgers and said Anthony's running from Sam. And I'm like, are these people really so benighted? I mean, that they really believe whatever this guy tells them, right? They don't know anything beyond that. And it's strange. I mean, here's the reason this is so strange to me. First of all, I mean, I learned a long time ago. I don't know about you. I learned a long time ago. If you learn something about somebody's character, that you learn that this person doesn't have any integrity, then you don't let that person tell you what to think about somebody else, right? And that's simply, if you know a person's a gossip, well, then you don't listen to them when they're talking about somebody else because you know they're a gossip. And Scripture condemns that. And it speaks about this sort of thing proceeding from an evil heart, right? Well, there's absolutely no question that anybody of any integrity, even an ounce of integrity, has to know when they watch this man that he lacks all integrity, right? He's not a person of character. And so for anybody to listen to him, to accept his testimony about how this is playing out, to me already shoots their credibility, right? It puts it in the trash. And so in one sense, when people say stuff like this, I'm like, I mean, I almost want to say, I don't care at all what you say, because just by virtue of listening to Sam, you show me you have no integrity. But I responded to this guy and I said, you've been sold a bill of goods. I was challenging that guy over a year and a half ago. It's almost 2 years now, right? He was the one telling people on his channel that he's not ready to debate me yet. Now, I contend that he's still not ready to debate me, and he's just bluffing people because he had to start doing something to save face. But for a year and a half at least, he was saying he wasn't ready to debate. Now, all of a sudden, he's saying on his channel he wants to debate. And you've got all these people who are ignoring the year and a half of hiding behind William, it was like a game. Who can run faster, Sam or William, right? Who can, and they were tripping over each other in the process, right? So anyways, I had challenged that guy early on to debate. Since then, he went on to debate. I mean, he's debated, think about it. He's debated Turretin Fan and Dan Chapa now several times. But he's only done so when holding his hands with William. All right, so neither one of them were willing to debate me by themselves. And he appears to be unwilling to debate on his own certain topics unless he's there with William. And I'm willing to debate both of them at the same time, and I'm willing to do it by myself. And I've said it repeatedly. I mean, you can use this, right? You can put this in a video, take this, make it a clip. But I've challenged him. You know it. You have a channel where you have mentioned him, where his followers have seen it, where I have put out the challenge. I've challenged him to debate the sovereignty of God, since he likes to kick and scream against God's sovereignty. He likes to lash out at God like any atheist on his best day would. I've challenged him to debate that. I've challenged him and William to debate their favorite topic. If they want to be Mariolators, I'm happy to expose them, right? I'm happy to go on and debate them, especially on the question of whether belief in Mary's perpetual virginity is a de fide doctrine, a doctrine that must be believed upon pain of anathema, right? So, but I'm willing to debate these topics. I'm willing to debate others, but I mean, these guys got to start showing something more than just lip service, right? Because
so what do they need to do? Like, if I were to post this, right? Because Sam said he's ready to go. So, like, if I know him, he's not going to hide. So where is it? Like, this is weird. This is like not like the normal Sam to not show up foaming at the mouth, like drooling on himself.
Yeah, think about it.
On the show,
think about it. I mean, this tells you something, right? Because in all other cases, Sam would be doing something very different. In fact, I just posted a link. Sam could have tried to come up right now, right? There's no Sam in the doc. He could have tried to come up.
Right.
So, these guys, I think all they're doing is they just want to save face for their followers.
Right.
In fact, I heard the other day they were doing a debate against Turretin Fan and Dan Chapa again. And while they're on there, they're challenging me, right? Like, I'm supposed to know whenever they happen to pop up somewhere. Now, I did know they were debating, but I didn't care to listen and watch.
Right.
These guys aren't impressive to me. Like, I would, I'd be more nauseated than informed by their claptrap on the video. But, they're putting out these empty taunts and challenges that are never going to go anywhere, right? Sam's not going to debate me on the sovereignty of God. He's going to make excuses. He wants a chance to debate again particular redemption, where he could tell everybody about his favorite heresy of Jesus dying for Satan, right? But we need to start increasing his debate portfolio or catalog.
So like if I were to post this and tag Sam, because we all know I like to see a good show. So, like, if I were to post this, what do you want to say to Flapjacks? Like, if I had to post just a short clip of what he has to do to engage in the debate.
Don't post a short clip. Post that whole big chunk and ask what the problem is.
Yeah, I mean, like, what is the problem? Like, he knows the channel's there.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Oh yeah, he's seen it. He quoted it on his little page thingy, right? I think you told me about it, because I don't look at his stuff, and I don't encourage other people to, in the sense that it'd be inconsistent for me to say, look what Paul says here about not associating with the person who claims to be a brother and is sexually immoral. I don't know if you caught. Did you hear that earlier?
Right. Yeah.
So, it'd be inconsistent for me to say, okay, now go listen to this guy, go watch his stuff, and so forth. But I do know from what you've sent me that he has seen that I said, let's debate some of these topics. But he either doesn't want to debate certain topics, or he only wants to do it with William. And I've said, well, if that's what it takes, I'll debate both of you. So I don't think that there's any problem on my part. It's more a problem on his part. Now, I will say that the only thing I've said is I'm not interested in debating the one topic that he already proved himself to be a heretic on, by everybody's standards, the entire history of the Christian church's standards, right? Whether you're talking about Rome, the East, Protestants, everybody denies that Jesus died for Satan, right? Well, unless you want to talk about certain fringe individuals in the history of the church that, Origin or what.
That was a funny clip.
Yeah,
I'm not even Reformed. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, what else could be more patently unbiblical than or a flat out denial of Hebrews 2 than Jesus died for Satan?
Yeah.
Do you think that was just a result of like exegesis gone bad, where it was just too?
That's his whole life story. That's his
But
whole
like-
life story.
Like, why
Exegesis
does
gone bad.
all things need to mean the same exact all things? Can it be poetic? Can it? Does it need to be the same all things?
There's all kinds of options. Like even if you take the Arminian option, that all just has reference to all men or something like that.
Well, and we don't even see angels having. Angels are different than mankind, so it's not as if Jesus died for any angels in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, Hebrews 2 says that it's not angels that he helps; it's Abraham's
Yeah.
seed.
Yeah, he didn't
So
die for plants and fish. He died for humans.
Yeah, he took our nature. He died in our stead.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's just rank heresy, right? I mean, nobody should listen to him if for no other reason than that, right?
Yeah.
That's rank
And
heresy.
one quick comment I want to say, because when you were talking earlier, Chris, like, why is Sam been doing what he's doing? The only reason he actually even agreed to have me on his channel a while back is because he slipped. Because he had his happy moment for a little bit, for whatever reason, that I was his favorite Trinity defender for that short time. So I went on the stream and he actually brought me up, which I was utterly surprised. Then I dropped a bomb on him because I knew he couldn't say no live. He had to say yes. And then you saw how that went down when he did his Control Jerry Springer show on his channel. Well,
He
then
really likes you, Kelly. He
I
really-
know he loves me. Now I'm the worst Trinity debater of all time now, once again, according to him. But then the funny thing is shortly after that, guess who contacted me, who's been not wanting to talk to me for about a year plus, as he's been running from Tony as well. All of a sudden I get contacted by William out of the blue. I wonder why. Because I thought he was coming to do damage control because Sam couldn't pull it off. And even Sam, even on his own community page, even openly admitted he didn't refute me. So William came out of the blue to try and take me down, and he failed as well. So I know why they're running from Tony, because they know that they got nothing. And even the other day, even though Church and Fan and Dan, aren't as strong in their personality, they did a pretty decent job this time around than the other time on the perpetual virginity. They had a debate a while back on the Gospel Truth Channel on that one. But this time they did good because they were able to demonstrate not only that the dogma of the Catholic Church is that it's essential for salvation. And those guys flundered and deflected. They couldn't do anything on that. And so I say the dogmas are completely bankrupt. Any apologist out there trying to defend that has nothing to go on. And it makes me laugh with Sam because he's neither Catholic or Orthodox, but he's claiming to defend both these guys. And he literally has no authority except for Sam himself.
Did he pick yet if he's Roman Catholic or Orthodox?
He's
like, can we get a decision, Sam? Like,
yeah,
we want to know.
Flapjacks. I call him Sammy Buffet because he just picks and chooses what he wants to fit his his thoughts.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing here. He hates Augustine, and he hates the theology of Augustine, which is passing strange, right? Because his sidekick is William, a Roman Catholic. Augustine's a doctor of the Roman Church. How does, on the one hand, Sam saddle up to somebody whose church has Augustine as a doctor whom he hates with a passion? And how does William saddle up to Sam, knowing that he hates that doctor of the church? And remember, Augustine is huge. Augustine is so incredibly huge in Roman Catholicism. Now, obviously, there are things I disagree with, things I agree with when it comes to Augustine. I think that Augustine's doctrine of grace was superlative, right? I think Augustine had a robust view of grace that Rome has never been able to aspire to, right? But he's also got a horrible ecclesiology and some other things. But Sam likes him dislikes him for all the wrong reasons, in my view. But my point is just the fundamental inconsistency, right? How are you, William, working with Sam when he so demonizes one of your patron saints and doctors, and vice versa, right? I mean, it's just an incredible inconsistency, and that sort of inconsistency marks his entire approach to everything. It's the same sort of thing on display when he, on the one hand, will call you a brother and then turn around and say you're not a brother to Chris, and then when he will say that Kelly is his favorite Trinitarian debater and then turn around and say he's not. He's an unstable man. He's not a man with any kind of real stability. So, I mean,
right. And Kelly, you should know he still teaches that the ante-Nicene fathers did not believe in the eternal Son. He still teaches that to this
Well,
day.
he's still an idiot.
Yeah, but like as much as I'm called a heretic, we should take note that I can bring you to his teachings to this day, and he still is teaching that.
Yeah.
So, you know, about Tertullian, Martyr, and the ante-Nicene fathers. And
Well, there you go. For the greatest Trinity defender of all time, he sucks.
Yeah. As for, you know, Jesus dying for Satan on the cross, Hebrews 2:9 says he tasted death for every man.
That's
Doesn't
right.
really say anything about demons or the devil. So I'm surprised he actually.
Well, it explicitly says there it's not angels that he
Not
helps.
angels.
It's Abraham's seed. So
Yep.
the author of Hebrews doesn't leave it to inference. He tells you pointedly, it is not angels. He took our nature. I mean, that's the whole point of the incarnation.
Totally.
So this shows a guy who's so fundamentally out of touch with true theology as to flounder not only on an issue which you might think, oh, well, it's just an innocent little mistake. This is the heart and soul of what Christian orthodoxy has professed, right? Christ's incarnation. He took flesh to redeem us. That's why. I mean, that was the, you know, anyways, to me, it's incredible. And it's incredible that other people still listen to him and think that he's their champion. He can't get his theology right without making incredibly heretical blunders. And
Totally.
he can't live for Christ for the life of him.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out what the good memory does if you're still changing your doctrine after like 20 years. Like, why is that something like special if the actual interpretation is flip-flopping after?
I was just going to
20
say,
points?
Chris, maybe you should change flapjacks to flip-flops. Go ahead, Chris. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was thinking flip-flop myself. So when you said that.
So, Anthony, the problem right now, what do you think it is? Is it that you want to debate a certain topic, he wants to debate another topic? Or just that he doesn't want to debate at all?
The thing is, I don't think he does. But here's the thing. So what he's doing is he's putting impossible standards or things that he knows aren't going to happen. So as an example, he says, Anthony has to debate William first. Now, ask yourself this question. Just set aside William for a moment. Why in the world would Sam Shamoun, the guy who thinks that he's got it all going, right? Why would he think somebody else needs to debate me first? Where does that standard come from, right? Why would he do that? Number one, it's at the very least a stall technique. But here's the second thing. He knows that William doesn't want to debate. He knows that William ran for over a year and a half. He knows that he lied about it. He knows they both got away with it with their followers. All their followers think that they're telling them the truth, right?
Yep.
So he wants to put this impossible to realize standard in place. A debate has to happen with William. He knows that's never going to happen, right? He knows that William will not debate, even if, I don't know what possible condition could be put there, but William won't debate, right? He'll say he will because he knows that he can lie and all his followers are going to believe that. But the second thing is, after saying I first have to debate William, who didn't want to debate for over a year and a half and gave me the runaround for a year
and was doing live streams during those exact same time when it was supposed to be debates, somehow he found the way to do those live streams out of the magically.
Yeah. Then he says, after I debate William, he gives this list of things that he wants to debate. And first of all, what he's trying to do is preempt the stuff I've already challenged him on. I have already challenged him. So he's afraid of debating those topics. So he's proposing ones that he knows are either uninteresting or not going to clearly expose him for the heretic that he is, right? Or that where he hasn't already been exposed, because he's already been exposed on the Christ dying for Satan thing. So it's like he doesn't care about doing that again because people are still listening to him after that. So it's like, that's safe, right? He doesn't want to debate any new topic that could potentially prove him to be a further heretic and be the one issue that finally gets people to say, we're not going to listen to this guy. I don't know. But the other thing is he'll say things like, it's got to be with William. But I've actually bent over backwards on some of this stuff. I've said I'm willing to debate him and William. So I really don't know what the holdup is. I'm willing to debate both of them. Right?
Yeah.
We
So
both-
there's like now that whole story's over of putting William in front of him, because now you're willing to debate both of them at the same time. That's what you're saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've said that before. I've said that repeatedly on my show. I thought I said that on that channel that you have. I don't know if I did or not, but yeah, I'm willing to debate both of them. Now, of course, that means equal time, right? If they want to divide their time, they can do that.
So they divide their time. You can use all the time to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if he wants one
I don't need
topic-
anybody to hold my hand.
Yeah, yeah. I got you. I'd rather debate them by myself too, because usually my peers are gonna blow it. And it's better not to split your time, especially,
Yeah, for me, it's more
when you're outnumbered.
For me, it's more like I've had people in the past where I've gone witnessing with them, and I'm trying to button my thing here because it's annoying me. Anyways, over time, when you witness with a person a lot, you get used to their style, they get used to yours, and then you're able to kind of see where one person's going, and you're not stepping on each other's toes. Once you try and do a debate and you haven't done it before, I mean, other people can choose to do that. That's fine. I don't think it's wrong or anything. I'm just thinking that for me, like if what happens is it's natural for anybody who's an apologist to want to get their point in. They think they see an opening. They think they see a flaw. They want to say something. And so it's expected that they might step on each other's toes because, like if Kelly and I were debating two people, it'd be natural he'd want to say something. He's got something to say in response. I've got something I want to say in response.
I would let you go first always, Tony.
Yeah.
You know that.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, usually what I'm thinking, I'm trying to think strategically. I have an idea of where I'm going or where this goes, what they're saying, and I don't like it getting derailed. That sort of thing happens all the time. Things get derailed because one person has it might be a good idea, whatever the other person wants to bring up, but it's different than what you were doing, and it just makes what you were doing, it's wasted now because you never got to get there. And then you're like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Well, and one of the things too with what you said, Tony, is also too with having the right, tag team partner is also having, a game plan, if you will, right? Building, not wasting time on peripheral issues, not getting sidetracked, derailed, but bringing it back to the main points, and then learning how, as a team, to work together.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely room for kind of getting in sync with someone, but it would just be there would have to be a lot to work out there, and for me it's like,
well, if you want me to be your wingman one day, Tony, I can be your wingman. There you go.
I have such a busy life that it's hard to, besides when I finally get to do one of these streams, there's not a lot of other time that I can always commit to. I don't know, it's easy for me to sometimes obligate myself to something than to.
Funny story. Which Tony,
go ahead. When I was on the stream where he told me to call you out for him, where he blew a top and called me lasagna. He likes to call me lasagna for some reason. I think it's because I'm Italian.
I like the salsa. I like the salsa. That sounds a little better. You kind of do a little.
Yeah, he calls me that too. He changes it.
Oh,
he's not as consistent as me. Like I usually just call him flapjacks. So like I'm sticking with that, but he shifts when he calls me names. But when I was on the stream, with his little lapdog and puppet, One Way Apologetics, I asked him when he was going to debate you, and he told me to call you out, and he said he would debate you on Tulip, and then you said you would debate him on sovereignty. But to me personally, you're saying the exact same thing. Is Tulip not basically the definition of what we know God's sovereignty to be? Like, where is the nuance? And if he will not debate you, or he doesn't want to debate you on sovereignty, are you willing to debate him on a topic of his choice? And so he can debate you on one topic of your choice and you each pick? Or are you just holding to your guns? You want sovereignty. You don't care what he says. Is there any negotiating that could bring
Well, first of
Bring it
all,
together.
yeah, it can't
Even
be
maybe on the same day, like both topics, one after another, so it's fair. Not like one guy goes first or.
Yeah. Now, understand,
know.
if you listen to him, the thing that he's tried to get the most mileage out of is attacking my conviction of God's sovereignty. And so it doesn't make any sense for him to then turn around and say, I want an opportunity to prove that Jesus died for Satan. Okay, that makes no sense. It doesn't get at the issue that he's been prattling about. So he needs to come clean and debate me on the one issue by which he's, what he's trying to get the mileage out of. So it has to be something that's actually relevant to the whole controversy. Now, the other thing is, like, he doesn't get to dictate to me certain things, like I have to debate him and William with some partner or something like that. That's what I was objecting to, right? It's fine with me if he wants to debate with William, but he doesn't get to dictate to me that I similarly have to hold somebody else's hand while debating them. Okay, he can admit as freely as he wants to his people that he needs William's guidance and help and support and that sort of thing, but he doesn't get to choose that for me. He just doesn't want to be embarrassed. So within that, I don't know, is that addressing you? Like, it needs to be an issue that's relevant. It can't just be an occasion for him to parade like a character.
But if he brings up limited atonement in a debate on sovereignty, he can do that, right? That
of course.
So he should have no reason to not debate you on sovereignty. If he wants to attack sovereignty from the angle of limited atonement, you're not going to object, right? You just want the ability to have your freedom to go anywhere in the scope of God's sovereignty. Am I correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And there's a lot there. I mean, but yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
All right. So I guess I'll post this.
But it doesn't have to be that whole issue. Like, remember, this was a gospel issue.
Yep.
His friend William ran for over a year and a half on the debate on justification. One of the things that Sam said the other day was something about not wanting to debate Paul, right? So he's over there. We can't discuss Paul. And I'm thinking, that, first of all, that's a devastating admission, right? Don't want to talk about Paul. Who does that, right? That pretends that they're biblical, that their gospel's biblical, and that it's Pauline. He thinks that Paul's his champion, his hero. Why does he want to shelf Paul and put him off the table?
I don't know. Usually he won't shelf anything, so I don't know why this is happening.
Well, the funny thing is, Chris, so you're right. Like, I remember talking to Anthony a while back where, when he came on my channel about a year and a half ago with the original story of how he was doing 1,000 videos attacking me back in the day, like 2021. I don't know if you know that whole story. And then he finally shows up because we had a scheduled debate. He finally shows up to my channel 2 hours and 10 minutes late, right? 2 hours. That's that little clip of about 8 minutes or whatever. And he lasts 7-something minutes, but he leaves on his own. He leaves of his own. And then he was barking and screaming and yelling and all this. And for a year and a half plus, he was avoiding me like the plague. Same thing with William. William challenged me to a debate back then that, he'd come up and own me. He avoided me as well. Sam, he has this front, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think probably more than not, he's a decent debater on the Trinity, but I don't really think he's all that. I have my own opinions on it. I've been that way before he even was coming at me. So, but Sam is a bully. That's plain and simple. And so when the bully gets called, they'll run. They'll run away. They'll find excuses. But if they're on their own turf and they can sound tough and buff, right? Like they were doing the other day on Stand for Truth channel, like all of a sudden at the end, like calling out Tony, trying to make it look like he was the one that ran, which was not true. These guys, they look and sound tough, but they're really not. And sadly, when you call them out, what they're going to do is run. So Sam might actually agree to this. I'd be shocked if he actually would.
Yeah, so I'm going to post it up. I mean, I want to see it just to see.
One quick thing, and the reason why I'm saying that, because I tried to go on his stream a little while back after he brought me on to see if he'd let me on again, and he actually blocked me and then made fun of me and wouldn't bring me back up again. So it shows that he's a coward.
Right. So, Anthony, do you want him to call you or email you or comment below the video that I'm going to post? What do you want him to do?
Well, let him comment below the video. That way it's there for everybody to see. I mean, I got tired of the game that was played with William, where what was happening there was it was sort of spread out between different mediums. Like some of the comments were coming to my text, like he'd send me a text message, or and text messages, as you know, at least the way I have it set on my phone, they disappear after 30 days. And then if you do a voice text, it disappears after you listen to it virtually, unless you save it. And I sometimes didn't save it. I didn't think I needed to, right? So all that to me, it allowed for them to lie about a lot of things. So if you have it publicly there, then it's there for everybody to see.
So he said he wants to debate you on limited atonement. You said you want to debate on sovereignty. Will you do an hour and a half on each topic? So there's no more.
Oh yeah. So okay, we'll do this. I'll agree to debate first the sovereignty of God and the same day, and then particular redemption. I'll be happy to do that.
Yeah, all right, I'll post it up. We'll see what happens.
And I'll debate him and William on their Mariology.
Okay. Well, that's what they wanted. That's what
they claim they wanted. You're not going to get a good. You're not going to get them.
And since Tony doesn't want to worry about holding my hand, you can also throw out there that I would be willing to have both of them a 1 to 2 as well.
Why first?
Not?
Man, you guys are both ready. I think I'm done with the guy. Every time I've tried to debate him, it ends up nearly turning into like a potential boxing match.
But if it can be not on his channel or someone else's channel, then at least you can make it a discussion.
He likes to call people fat, especially people that are.
You guys notice he's been gaining lots of weight lately? He's looking pretty chubby.
Well, it must be hard to have the stress of deciding if you're
his biceps. That's all that I see. So anyway, I'm not trying to whatever. The guy's gaining weight again, whatever. I'm not going to judge him on that. So.
All right, Anthony, I'm going to post it up. I'll take off. I don't want to keep you up all night. I'm just trying to close out the Flapjacks channel and wash my hands of Sam. And I think it would be really great if before the channel closes out, we can get a debate going out of the situation. And the last video I post on that channel could be the debate between the theological beast, as Sam calls him, Anthony Rogers.
That's right. I've heard it.
Who he claims he would never debate because Anthony would absolutely obliterate him.
I heard that clip.
So, I want to see if he'll show up to debate somebody that he thinks will push back on a high level, like he likes to bully whoever he's running into in all other aspects of life.
Are you wanting to host it on your channel, Chris? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I don't care about. I just want to see the debate. I want to see the arguments.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a strong believer in Tulip. I took on limited atonement last.
Kelly will debate you on that.
Who?
Kelly doesn't hold the Tulip.
Look, I'm a strong believer in Tulip. I took on limited.
What are you doing, Tony? Come on, man. We're supposed to be friends here.
Yeah. So
I know you like debating that topic.
Oh, I only do it when I have to.
With Sam, it's a whole different thing, though. I mean, because that's
the thing I've always said. Look, I'm not of that particular view, and I will normally respond on it when asked here and there. But I've chosen not to get into those debates because I look more to the bigger good of that. But I mean, if you put me in the corner and it was sovereignly decreed and I have no choice, then I guess I'll debate it. So there you go.
Yeah, let me know. I'm willing to debate Tulip also.
Yeah.
So
I was going to throw this out there. If the two boys would actually willing to debate Tony, I'd be willing to host it on my channel. So
I bet you would. I mean, every Tom, Dick, and Harry's going to show up for that.
Tell Sam he needs to hurry up and debate me so that you and I can get around to debating.
Oh, me and you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam, me and Anthony agreed that we are going to,
It's contingent on you.
Turn against
you guys
each other.
debate?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm saying.
I'm
like,
assuming that. Yeah.
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 Yep. That's
Yeah,
the
so
plan.
I'll post that up and we'll see what happens. And this is my last effort, Anthony, at making it happen right here. So I figure if
All
this
right.
doesn't
All the
get it
cards
done,
are in. All the cards are in.
and I'm gonna tag him because I want to see the arguments and I want to see how that turns out.
Did you
know?
tag him in the last one?
No, I didn't. And you told me that I should tag him, and this time I'm gonna tag him.
Okay.
And anybody else that sees it, I'm throwing it. Well, I'll have Ben put it up on the Flapjacks channel. He runs the Flapjacks channel, Ben Robertson. He's the young man that did all that nice destruction to. I pointed him in the right directions, but he's a good young man. He really wiped the floor with Sam and his pancakes there. So I'll put it up. All right, guys.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. I'll catch you later. God bless you all,
See you, Chris.
brothers.
Take care. All right.